Okay, so what I wanted to show you guys today is basically something kind of fun. It was like a fun project. Um, Basically replicating Metamask. So if you don't know what Metamask is, it's one of the biggest like cryptocurrency wallets, right? So and how you get into your wallet is with a passphrase. So just in the future, you know what I'm saying? Like you might not be into Bitcoin or anything like that. I personally, I'm into that. I have been for a long time. I made actually a pretty good chunk of money off of Bitcoin um, in the last bull run, um, which was like 4 years ago. There's every 4 year cycle, but anyways, that's for another topic. Whether you are agree with Bitcoin or not, or if you hate it or whatever, this video is for people that might be interested in seeing an attack from like the attacker's perspective of how is it that they create these phishing pages that can log your MetaMask passphrase or password, and then literally, you know, people lose millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin in a split second, right? So I thought it would be fun for a project to create just that using set tool, set tool kit. So what we're going to do is, let me just set this up. So social engineering attack, um, website attack vectors, and then which one was it? Credential harvester attack method, number 3. I have a custom import that I created. Actually, believe it or not, ChatGPT helped me create this phishing page, which actually took me a couple of days of fighting back and forth with ChatGPT, because if you ask AI to do something like this for you, like if you ask ChatGPT to create you a phishing page of any type, it's going to say that that's unethical and it's not going to help you do that. But in the perspective of a pen test in a controlled environment with authorization, you might be able to do that. If it's for educational, informational purposes only, you can kind of trick ChatGPT into getting what you want from it. But I had to pay for the pro version, um, and I had to wrestle with it like pretty severely. It was exhausting to actually get this done. But anyways, and then so we're gonna use the custom HTML import that I already have. Um, it needs an IP address, which is the local IP address. So it's not like the IP address that you need to worry about revealing. There's two different kinds of IP addresses: a public IP address and a private IP address, or a local IP address. This is my local IP address. It already selects it for me, and then now the path to the website to be cloned, which I have over here somewhere. This is the path to where I have my HTML folder, which is in my Apache server on my Kali Linux machine. So these are the files. This is the index HTML, and if you open that, this is the code that makes the HTML. I'm not going to show you everything in there because I kind of like, yeah, have to pay me. No, I'm just kidding, but sort of. Anyways, so these are the files that are necessary in order to capture the post data information when somebody logs in with their password and their passphrase. It gets sent to my server, my Kali Linux machine, my Apache server, or my listener that's listening through Set Toolkit. So I know that sounds crazy, but I can show you how to do this pretty easily. But if you try to do this on your own, it'll probably take you 10 years to figure this out, if you even ever do, which that's how long it took me to get to this level. So, right. So number two, copy the entire folder of where this folder right here that has all the files that are needed to make this page run, and the URL of a website you imported it from. It's just metamask.io. I can use that, doesn't matter. Hit enter. Okay, now when I type in ifconfig, I get my IP address, local IP address. We'll copy that because that's where the Apache server is running. This is how you can get to your once it's running your Apache server. Go to your local IP address if you have this in your Apache folder, and this is what you'll see. So this is legitimate MetaMask page. The only thing that you can obviously tell is right here, the IP address, right? That would be sketchy. But I could buy a domain that literally said metamask.com or .io or whatever. I just have to change it, alter it a little bit. But in the end of the day, I would have a legitimate MetaMask domain, and you wouldn't be able to tell at all. You just wouldn't be, unless you have certain skills like I do, and you know how to look at the HTML metadata of the page. When you go to view page source, I can teach you about some indicators that you can find in here that is going to let you know if it's legitimate or not, even if it all is looking legit and it says metamask.io. There's really no way to tell. Now I'm using a public Wi-Fi signal right now, so when I click on this, it'll say this connection is not secure. Logins here could be compromised, and that's because it's running over HTTP because I'm on a public Wi-Fi network right now. If I was at home, it wouldn't say that at all, and I can fix that anyways. But just for this example, I'm just whatever. So I'm just going to type in password for the password, click next, and then it'll ask for your 12-word secret recovery phrase. And this is all legit. This is exactly identical. I just copied what MetaMask does. I literally copied their entire system, right? And then we got, so I'll just say, okay, this is my passphrase. So it would be 12. You know, if it was your real MetaMask passphrase, it'd be like 12 to 24 words. I can alter this page to allow for 24 words as well. So click next. What happens? It just goes right to your MetaMask, to the legitimate website. So you wouldn't even know that anything happened. It literally just transitioned to your portfolio, to your MetaMask wallet, which you'll be automatically logged into through your browser. So you won't even know that anything happened. But if we go over here and we look, we have the credentials right there. So just like that, the password, I typed password, the recovery phrase, we put, okay, this is my passphrase. Boom, just like that. And I do have a Gmail that I created as a demonstration, like to demonstrate how real that this attack can be. To somebody that might be new at Bitcoin, you might not be prepared for something like this because it's going to show up in your email as a legitimate email from metamask.com or .io, the legitimate domain. And it's going to be a complete replica of a real email from MetaMask that has just been copied and altered and edited, right? So when you get that email and it tells you that your wallet has been disconnected from your browser, and if this wasn't you, follow the steps below to secure your wallet and have it reconnected securely, right? Now you're going to be freaking out like, oh no, my wallet was disconnected. Like it's coming. You look at the email, it's metamask.io, it's legit. The whole thing is legit. You've seen emails from MetaMask before, maybe. When you're first signed up, you get one. and you can't figure out if it's real or not. You hover over the button, it's showing metamask.io, so there's no way to determine, right? And you're thinking you have like a quick amount of time before this attacker moves your crypto, right? And it'll say that in the email. Follow the steps below. If this wasn't you, if you didn't, you know, disconnect your wallet, then you need to secure your account immediately before your crypto is moved by following the steps below. So you might think, well, I could just change my password, but that's not really how it works. And MetaMask would have its own system of how you're going to secure your wallet. And you might make the critical mistake of trying to change your password, and that's the attacker doesn't need the password. They already have the passphrase, so it wouldn't make a difference. Even if you change the password. So you might be thinking that in your head, being like, okay, I have to do this. Boom. You just went through that process. You just logged in. Somebody has your passphrase. They can move all of your crypto from that wallet to another address instantly, and there's no way to reverse it, no way to get your money back. And this has happened to people, you know what I mean, like by the millions, right? Hundreds of millions, you know. So, but I was into the making phishing pages and stuff like that. So that's why I decided to make this video. I was learning how to use my Apache server to make phishing pages, and I thought, what would be like the craziest thing? And I was like, MetaMask or Binance or like, you know, one of these major Bitcoin um, platforms, right? Like, people don't really realize that, like, this is how it works. This is how it looks like from the real, this is how it's really done professionally from either, you know, you might be doing this for a pen test that you're contracted legally to do, you know, or a hack the box challenge, or the, you know, the perspective of the attacker, the malicious attacker, right? They have the ability to do this using Kali Linux, right? But this is advanced. Let me just tell you that it took me a lot of effort um, to do this. Like, this is like a month's worth of work. So that's another reason why I teach people this stuff. But, you know, I created Patreon so that way I could get paid for my time and my energy and my effort. If people want to learn how to do this stuff, this is also really powerful stuff. Like, you have to be careful about who you teach this stuff to. Like, you know, somebody could potentially like drain somebody's Bitcoin account wallet for millions doing exactly this. Now, I left a couple things out, obviously. You're not going to be able to just look at this and go figure it out on your own. You're going to break your brain trying to do that. It's going to take years, and you're going to be really pissed because it also requires port forwarding. This is just on my local network, which I can teach you how to do port forwarding. And I'm not even going to explain what that means. But if you're interested and you see like this is how this stuff works, and you want to be able to do this stuff and learn how it works, and because you're interested in a career around cybersecurity and security penetration testing, then yeah, you can learn from me. I'll teach you how to do these things step by step. You can join my Patreon, and you know, this is a good time to get involved and be learning this stuff because security is there's a higher demand. Now there's a career in this. You can teach people this stuff once you learn it. You'll be the coolest person that anybody knows, any of your friends know, because who do you know that can hack an Android phone, or you know, hack somebody's Bitcoin wallet, or hack Wi-Fi, or you know, hack a Windows computer or a Mac computer with a PDF? Like, who do you know that can really do that? Now, there's a lot of people that claim that they can do stuff like that, but this is the real technical side of how these things work. And I'm pretty sure it was very complicated for somebody that doesn't know how this stuff works. And the average person can't do this stuff. So it took me a long time to do this. Anyways, I wanted to make some other videos and show some other examples like coin. What was that other? There's a couple other exchanges like Binance. I can clone any login page to any Bitcoin platform or any bank, and it just goes to show, right? Like it's getting crazy, right? Like to the point where you can't tell. Like you'll get an email, you get a text on the phone, it's legit. It's coming from the legitimate source. Like what you could do is obviously if it's a bank, you can call your bank and they'll tell you, yeah, that's not from us, or it is. They'll tell you, right? When it comes to like Metamask or something like that, something crazy like that, or Google, what can you do? There's nobody you can call to like confirm. So you kind of just have to like hope and pray and just, you know what I mean? People think that, oh, I'll be able to know and I'll be able to see. No, no. There's ways to do this where it's coming from the legitimate source. There's no way to tell. There's only a couple indicators, but that's within the HTML code. So you would have to understand and identify HTML code and then post data and where and how post data is handled. Where is it going, right? Now, in a normal scenario, you'll identify that the post data is being sent to a legitimate source, right? To a legitimate server owned by MetaMask. But if it's not, you'll be able to look at the HTML code and see where the post data is being sent because I'll show you how to do that. I learned how to do that going through these processes. And I was like, well, how would I even determine that? Like, and then because I'm dissecting it from the inside out, from the code, I can see everything and understand it and what's going on, right? Like Kali Linux is running an Apache server and a server, right? So, and that's how I'm getting this.